Check this out. Definitely a fresh water source there. It's probably a burst main rather than a spring. Interesting to see. Well, it's another great day to be alive. Beautiful morning. I've taken full advantage of the excellent public transport service of Trinidad and Tobago this morning. One of the few places left on earth that has public transport that's actually affordable by the public to get around. And here I am back on the Chaguaramas Peninsula. I've come out of town. Oh, I've decided to come out on a bit of a hike today, stretch my legs, blow the cobwebs out, see if I can find a nice quiet spot. And yeah, come along. See if we can find something interesting. So if you can see up in the hills behind me there, in amongst all the other trees and undergrowth, you can see those bright yellow trees. And when they bloom, in Trinidad they say that's signalling the beginning of the wet season. And they're actually a tree called the Poui tree, P-O-U-I. A very springy, resilient wood, and I hear tell that the Arawak used to make their bows out of that wood. So that's the Poui tree. In a minute I'm going to find a place to cut off the road here. Just turned off the road now, heading into the bush. Come in a bit further now. Heading west, or thereabouts, using this, don't know whether you can make it out, but it's a dried creek bed, kind of a gulch. So I'm using that as a handrail. So I'll find my way back. Check this out. Can you hear that low roar? I don't know whether you can pick that up on the microphone on the camera. It's a troop of howler monkeys in the distance. They're probably half a kilometre. This is a termite nest, by the way. And the dried out ones, if you burn them on the campfire, they keep the mosquitoes out. Those howlers are really going for it. I don't know if you can hear them. There's another bunch up here. I've just spotted some more. But they usually go berserk like that when it's about to rain. So it's a good clue to get your shelter up. But I've just spotted another troop off to the left here now, off to the right. Closing in. Alright, I know when to quit. I didn't quite get to the top yet. I don't know how much further it is. That's the way I've come, back down there, up this dried gully. Thought maybe I'd get some water at the top there, but it's not looking like it. But water is a little bit on the low side. I'm not out, but I don't really have sufficient to where it's prudent to continue. So I put a blaze in the vine here so I can find that one. There's my hammock and tarp set up, look. Just a kind of a day set up there just to keep my camera gear dry because I think it's going to rain. That's the coyote, that colour I made that fly out of is what they call coyote brown, which probably isn't super stealthy in these environs. Kind of blends in with the leaf litter a bit, I guess. Because I was being stealthy, I'd have rigged it a lot lower, but it's a darn sight stealthier than that that red hammock. Go and have a look. Nice and low profile. It's not perfect yet, but you can see I just use, when I'm making space for the hammock, I clear away as little as possible, because even these little twigs and vines you can use to rig things out. So if you get over enthusiastic and clear everything away, you haven't got as many fixing points to use. Well, you guys have seen this is my hammock set up with a this is actually seatbelt webbing. I made up these aluminium hooks which come in very handy. Well, there you go, there's the other side, and you can see I hang my pack on the aluminum hook at the other side there, and that keeps everything up off the ground. It's worth almost any price to keep stuff up off the ground. Oh, you can't beat this. Get away from the hustle and bustle. I can't stay long, I'm low on water. But I'm just going to take a 5 and then plod off back again. Keep the little buggers out. You know when you're deep enough in, when you get no service on your phone. Bit of breakfast then. All these wrappers and things, I try not to tear them off completely because it saves them going adrift and ending up on the forest floor there.